All right, let's get into our first discussion now. Aircraft shrinking size in Nigeria has been blamed on poor investments in the aviation sector. Industry practitioners want government to give airlines incentives to ensure growth in the industry.
Lillian Eze-Mark tells us more.
Nigeria's aviation sector has recorded growth in passenger traffic, but the number of domestic aircraft in operation is reducing. Industry practitioners blame harsh operating environment, lack of corporate governance, and wrong business models.
The economic situation in Nigeria, the atmosphere is a bit different now. Funds are not easy to come by. It's not also too many lessors ready to give aircraft into any operator in Nigeria because there are so many things they are not sure of. Security and then ease of taking their funds out of here and ease of, the atmosphere that will be quite conducive for their operation.
This machine, the older they are, the more they go fuel, and fuel is expensive. Our refineries are down, it's been worked on tonight. At the moment we import fuel, even though we are producing nations, so we are importing what we are selling the crude. It becomes expensive due to the crew, the salaries and wages, the crew allowances and all the rest. So this is highly capital intensive.
All these charges, taxes kill the business. So the government is being magnanimous to remove the VAT. Is the best thing to have happened. And our brother, who is the Minister of Aviation, my good friend, who is equally helping in his own way, that we should fast track. It's not the issue of Mr. President give order, it's the issue of accelerating that directive and things come to play.
Other challenges the airlines face include high operating costs, high cost of aviation fuel, and high cost of foreign exchange. The situation is negatively impacting on airfares and contribution to Nigeria's gross domestic product.
Serious competition going on in the industry. You can see now that the fare has gone up. The fare has gone up because now it now leaves few players in the market.
In 2010, Nigeria's domestic carriers had 54 aircraft in operation, but that's reduced to 35 in 2013. At inception, Arike had 24 aircraft, but currently operates 5. Aero Contractors with 7 aircraft now has 3. Dana Air and Azman Airline have 3 aircraft each. Others are Max Air 6 and Air Peace 20 aircraft, while Medview and First Nation are no longer in scheduled operations.
Currency has been devalued somehow, and that has really led to some issues. Don't forget that when airlines want to do maintenance, it's largely done in dollars, done in foreign exchange, and they have to go. So it means you need more naira to get the same amount of dollars that you need to do maintenance.
Research shows that British Airways fleet size is 280, Ethiopian Airlines 79, while all the airlines in Nigeria have less than 40 aircraft in service, indicating shortage of equipment for a market of more than 180 million people.
I know the government has granted some concessions in terms of waivers on imported parts and all those things. There may be some other policy that the government may need to introduce in order to enable airlines to be stronger than what they are right now. And the airlines also may need to revisit their business models to know whether they're actually in the right business configuration or not.
Let our airline domestic operators begin to think of forming an alliance, interlining, merging, go public. For you to go public means everything will be true open, transparently done, the right person do the job, and of course, so it does not remove your having the majority stake, but the fact remains that things will now be done publicly, transparently, and by so doing, cost is reduced in maintenance, in insurance, in crew.
Industry practitioners want government to rejig its policies to encourage foreign direct investments in the aviation sector and encourage aircraft manufacturers and lessors to provide planes for the Nigerian airline operators. Lillian Ezemark, TVC News, Lagos.
All right, let's talk more about this rather serious problem in the aviation industry. We have in the studio with us former Assistant Secretary, Airline Operators of Nigeria, Mohammed Tucker. Thank you very much for joining us at this time.
Good morning.
Good morning. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You are an active player in the industry. From what we have all seen, how can you relate with the challenges airline operators are facing?
Well, frankly speaking, if somebody has not even operated an airline, he will not understand. You know, there is a lot that operators themselves, they are the cause of their problem. What airline operation is I mean, what somebody has to do is, you know, planning. Most of our operator, if you look at it, is either family business. It's very difficult to find somebody having interline or a group come up and form an airline as far as local operator concerned. Any airline you look at, if you look at ARIC from the beginning, ARIC is a family business by Arorome himself. What's happened? About more than 40 aircraft at the same time. That's the first time we have 737-800 series, 737-700 series in this country. Brand new aircraft, fly local. That particular aircraft, they are flying from Abuja to Lagos, Port Harcourt, and all over the country. It's the same aircraft used by Ethiopia. From utilization, it's matter. Using that aircraft from Egypt, 5 hours to Lagos, full house. Ethiopia is using the same. But Nigerians are using it for local. How will you make your money? Except if you have money somewhere that you bring it and pay the bills.
We're talking about underutilization.
Underutilization. They are not utilizing the aircraft, and you can charge 100,000 naira for that aircraft. Do you understand? For local. Do you understand? So there is no way you can make money with 800 series. So what our people are doing is not during the time when you have 737-200 series, which is very cheap. Do you understand? You can buy it from the desert at that time. Now things has changed. There's the age limit and so on and so on. So we fight hard to the extent that federal government have to give us a waiver. After giving waiver, that you have to bring this aircraft duty free. So before, if you bought it $10 million, for example, you pay 10% to the customs cash. So now you are not paying anything. Even spare part, you are not paying. It's free. It's duty free.
Just import.
Just import. And the federal government at that time, under Jonathan administration, give a bailout to all the airlines. Do you understand? Well, we argued that we said, okay, the bank, you know, it's just like a bailing out the bank. But the truth of the matter is we didn't plan it very well. If you look at it, it's lack of planning. Take Airpeace. Airpeace is not only, they have more than 31 aircraft in this country. And they bought 777, about 4. 2 were here. Each one is about more than 150 billion. So it's planning. So if Airpeace is having problem today, then you have to ask yourself, what is happening? What is going on? It's fully individual. It's planning.
All right. It's really interesting to know. We'll get into the seeming allegations of corruption within the industry one way or the other. But let me ask, are airlines in Nigeria making money? Let's start from that basics. Are they making money?
You will make your money if you fly. But if you are operating as an individual, you have a flight going to Abuja, for example, maybe full house, total amount to Abuja 3 million, for example. And you have to pay
transport fares, the airline fares.
Of course, you pay catering. What I mean, the total passenger on that flight, one route going to Abuja, 3 million.
Okay.
The catering, passenger service that you pay. If it's by cotton, 1,000, 2,000. If it is Federal Airport Authority, 1,000. So all these bills, do you understand? You have to pay because you built your airfare, you know, passenger pay.
Exactly.
That particular charges, including the fuel surcharge. It's already written there.
Everything is paid upfront.
Upfront.
It's already post-paid as the case may be. And, prepaid. And if a passenger pays for all of this, for airfare, for instance, if you're going to Abuja, for instance, and the airfare is about, let's say 30,000, let's just assume it's 30,000. That 30,000 is broken into all the different charges, isn't it?
Passenger pay.
Exactly.
Do you understand? So now, you ending up as a chief executive, you just take a phone. You call somebody that, please go to the account officer Let him give you 1 million naira. How do you make money? You didn't even pay your bill. And you are dashing the money out. That's exactly what has happened.
But
my brother is just talking now. I saw him, he's talking. They start very well. So what's happened? You have to go so deep into the situation. What exactly happened? The executive, the airline themselves, they are the cause of their problem.
But we're not talking about 1 or 2 or 3 airlines. We're talking about something that runs across board. There seems to be a problem beyond administrational skills or not, because Arik, how can Arik, Aero, and a host of other airlines, even there's some airlines that are no more existent. We have the Chachangis and co. Is that really all the problem, or there's something else?
I'm an insider. I run Chenchengi. When we run Chenchengi, we make our money.
So what happened?
What's happened? You bring in some people. The owner of the airline is getting older. The family, children come in and took over. Do you understand? Then mismanagement. Mismanagement. I know in Lagos at that time, what I'm taking into the account at that time is 35 million naira. I'm talking about almost 20 years back. What I'm making in Lagos, whatever we make Abuja, Lagos, Abuja, Kaduna, and Port Harcourt is going into his pocket.
But Lagos.
So we pay our bill before he tamper with a single kobo. So then after we left.
So the family came and mismanaged everything?
After I left, I know that there is a time that they will make 35 million naira. I think the company account will get about 200,000. They start sharing the money. If you have 80 passengers inside that aircraft, so I can assure you, 20 is for the company, the rest is in the pocket of the money of people who are there. That's what.
Yeah, but if we have experts, people, professionals, seasoned professionals who are sometimes even consultants to agencies across the world who are in this industry, they understand what is going on. How come it is not easy? Like all the airlines mentioned have the same problem.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. The management themselves have to sit down. Let's go back to Arik, for example. Are we not aware when they have the aircraft going to London? Are we not aware that the children or the child will pick up an aircraft, go for the party, carry people on the Airbus? Do you understand?
Right, so how helpless?
I'm just giving that kind of.
How helpless is government when government is the overall regulating body and sees these challenges as to families owning or individuals owning businesses, and we have this airlines coming within a 10-year period, it goes under, and we can't have them anymore. Can government come to put in some regulations against that?
Well, government have to do that because what I'm trying to say here is a private business. You decided to come and invest. There is a rule and regulation. You apply, you go to DSS, you get clearance today.
Yeah, but there has to be conditions.
It's even different now. For example, if you are going to have an airline now, quite okay. It's not only the shareholder that have to go for betting in DSS, because DSS have to check who are you, who is the director, because if you have other previous record that you are not managing or money laundering or stealing money, definitely they will not allow you. You can't be part of that management. That's the system in place right away. So, but what I think the government need to do to go back and visit those airlines.
Okay.
The government, if the government want to assist, they should involve the DSS to go back and review all the clearance given to those people to know who they are.
Are they not supposed to be renewed? Or is this a one-off thing?
It's not, if you have not bringing a new person. If somebody resign and they bring a new person, that person has to go for that particular clearance. But I think what government need to do right away, looking at all the shareholder of a particular company and go back and check. And this is where maybe EFCC need to come to find out, because in even private organization, they have to check whether there is any fraud or whatever. Do you understand? Let's
talk about the capital intensiveness of the aviation sector. Many operators, bemoan the fact that it's all dollars. You just mentioned now billions to get one aircraft and all that. Let's look at the aviation field, for example. I understand that even to maintain aircraft, we don't have that anymore in the country. You have to take your planes abroad for maintenance. How
it has to do with our people. Now, you have Aero contractor who are doing C-check and everything. Is our people patronizing? Capital, no, they don't. I hope you know, it's part of the fraud. Because if you have a company, if you have an organization in Nigeria who can do it for you, we know, for example, take you have a noise gear problem, maybe before we have to take it to Indonesia. Today, you don't need to. You take it to Aero. I hope you understand. They have the license.
And is there patronage?
They are even doing their own C-check.
Okay.
Do you understand? So why can't our people come together and patronize our own? Except if the maybe quality assurance manager or director of operation or the MD want to take the aircraft, maybe spending for fuel and the other expenses. If it is $20,000, I mean $30,000, $300,000, for example, maybe add $20,000 or $50,000 and put for pocket. That's exactly what's happened. And secondly, take for example now today, we have all these airlines. They have the capacity. Take Aero. They have under Airpeace and the rest. They have the capacity. If you are going to Malabo here, it's 1 hour 30 minutes. But guess what? You have to go with Ethiopia, 5 hours. Then from Ethiopia, then you come back to Malabo here in our border. You know, almost 7 hours or 7 hours, more than 7 hours. The same thing if you are going to Khartoum. From Kano or from here, you either follow Ethiopia or Egypt. You have to go to Cairo. So what stop our people? Just this regional. See the number of the people flying those places. I have been in Khartoum and I have seen what's happened. I saw the traffic. Why can't Aero or Arik or anybody to say, okay, I will fly Kano, Khartoum, Chad, back to Kano, Lagos, Ghana. See the number of the passengers that are going to those places. Everybody is on either Ethiopia or Ethiopia.
Now, when it comes to a lot of experts have blamed or said that there's too much access the government gave to foreign airlines to come and operate within Nigeria, where even domestic routes, you have foreign airlines operating Lagos, Port Harcourt, or Lagos, Abuja, or Abuja, Kano, and Calabar, and Akwa Ibom, as the case may be. Now, but if you say that local airlines or domestic airlines are their own problem, then do we see that as a challenge at all?
You see, this has to do with our country and the way we are. For example, now you have Kano International Airport, while you have Egypt, you have other airlines like Saudi and the rest. It's international airport. Lagos, we have international airport, where you have so many airlines. So will you say that Port Harcourt should not have? Do you understand the way we are in Nigeria? The way we are, we believe everybody wants to have an international airport. Now, if you want to shut down Enugu Airport as international, there are no international flights. Will you go and close Kaduna? So this is a problem. That's number one. Number two, what our local operators need to look at it to do, interline. Simple. You have to compete with these people. If you are giving Dubai today, you can't make it because you carry passenger, you go to Dubai, you drop them there, you come back. You won't have anybody. But if you have interline with either Emirates, then go and negotiate with them.
So that you can bring in passengers.
When I bring in my passenger, you take them to India, to Malaysia, to Vietnam.
So that doesn't exist.
And when I come, then you are bringing them, I'm taking them, then I can maintain my own road, but I have a partnership with you. You are not going to look at me as I come to take over your...
Exactly, take over your route.
Your route. Do you understand? But we have the right, whoever is coming, Nigerian carrier have to go to that country. So what do? We just sit down at home. Now, if you say that, okay, because of going all the route, look at them. Why is the fleet of the aircraft? Arik is today, they have only 4 aircraft. You go out there, you see more than 14 aircraft park. No maintenance.
Grounded.
Because you know the reason? The operation they are making is simple. Getting the little money, put for pocket, because I can assure you, AMCOM is not an airline operator. I think the mistake they have done at that time, they should have even bring in or be part of the management to see what is going on. Get the expert and run the industry. But the truth of the matter here is, yes, they have appointed some people who are part of the operation, but are they having the money that they will give them to go and maintain those aircraft to return them back?
Tuku, what lessons can we learn now with all these challenges before us? What lessons can we learn from Ethiopia, for example. I mean, we see how, you know, their flight, you know, travel across Africa and beyond. 79 fleet now in their aircraft, of course. What is it for us here? How do we compare?
Well, we cannot in this time because of the huge money. The only thing that the federal government needs to do to come with a national carrier. I hope you understand. Then all those airlines who cannot survive, they can just take part of it. Do you understand? And we'll continue so that we can assist the country by getting more revenue. Either if you believe that you want to stand alone and you want to do it alone, then you have to look at how you are going to get your foreign currency. I hope you understand what I'm saying. But the truth of the matter in Nigeria, what we need now is a national carrier.
A national carrier?
If they can. Do you understand? But the national carrier in the form that where the airline themselves can come and invest into it.
Now, but what would be the difference? Because we know that when it comes to management, because from what you have said, even with the local airlines and all of that, the challenge is the management.
Is the management?
Yes. So if we've had this experience before where Nigeria Airways was not managed properly eventually, so if we have a national carrier, wouldn't it even be more of a disaster than the local airlines?
National carrier in the form that like what we have put in place, what we are trying to say that this is the way they should go. Businessmen come and put their money. Do you understand? Like you can get anybody from outside who are ready to invest. Do you understand? To come and invest and run it as individual. Maybe federal government can put 10% or 20% by giving a land. Because if you want to have national carrier, you need to have an airport like what you have in Heathrow and I mean other part of the world, so that you establish a connecting flight. For example, by the time aircraft arrive, then somebody can connect one country or the other, or another region or another state. Do you understand? That's what we need to have. So if not, you don't have any money, or we'll go into interline with the other airline.
Okay, we'll come back to talk more about this national carrier because I know Nigerians are very interested in this. We remember, excuse me, remember what happened in the last Nigeria Air where before it even took off, they had to shut it down before the takeoff. Yeah, exactly. We'll talk about it. We've been talking about the challenges in the aviation sector in Nigeria. A lot of experts have blamed the issue of foreign airlines taking over and dominating the industry. But we have an expert in the studio who has said, no, let's look inwards. A little deeper, look inwards. Some of the challenges have to do with the airlines themselves who operate as an individual, who operate as a family, a business, and who are mismanaging funds that are meant to be plowed back in the industry. We have Mohammed Tucker, former Assistant Secretary of the Airline Operators of Nigeria, here with us in the studio. Now, we've not really had any situation where any of the airlines decides to, you know, offer itself as a public company at the stock exchange so that people can buy in, so that funds can be sustained, and then for them to keep operating.
You have maybe who want to who capitalize and want to the market. But frankly speaking, let me tell you, the moment you have seen an airline in Nigeria want to the market, don't buy. I'm sorry to say.
Why is that?
He wanted to take his money out because he knows it's going to collapse. That's the reason. Nothing else. We have to look at everything. Let's say it the way it is. I know they will not be happy that I'm saying this, and that's the truth. I hope you understand.
So there are no prospects at all?
The moment they have done the damage that they wanted to do, they took money. Aviation industry, the moment you take funds out of it, you are killing it already.
Recouping money back into that particular airline?
Yes. Some people, what they normally do, for example, let me give you an example. I have been managing director of one of the company. A bank from Aprism provide 200 million for that company. And before I get in, 30 million has been collected. They're supposed to buy 4 aircraft. They bought 4, according to them, but 2 coming. The price of those aircraft are not up to 2 million naira. $2 million, sorry. But how much they bought it? 5 million. The remaining 2 aircraft have never come to this country. All what they did, the money, this one took, I mean, everybody take his own part and went to buy the sub airline. This one went to Ambula and hotel and the estate within Ikeja. I hope you understand. By the time I come in, I have only 2 aircraft. I left Chenchengi. And in Chenchengi, if we have 1 aircraft at that time, 4 months we have paid that aircraft during our lifetime in Chenchengi. 4 months we pay it. Do you understand? But I need more than 12 months in order to see how we're going to start paying that particular money. I mean, that money back. 30 million naira collected. But guess what? My allowance is $10,000 at that time. Do you understand? And the managing director is taking $25,000. The executive director finance $15,000. And I said,
all right.
Wait, let me just conclude.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, my question is simply, do we pay the debt? We have never collected, but I know they are not going anywhere. So that's the argument which leads for me to.
All right.
But the truth of the matter, that's how I'm come. I have to talk about because the bank who give that money, who guarantee that money, collapse. So
let me get your thoughts now on news broke shortly ago that Nigeria and India had signed a bilateral air service agreement. Under the present structures, how beneficial will it be for Nigeria? We know many Nigerians travel to India for medical services and all that, but under the present structures in Nigeria's aviation, how beneficial will it be?
Well, it's simple. It's going to benefit a lot, but what they need to do, any airline that is going to be flying from Nigeria to India, they should give him another route to Dubai, because that's what killed Bellevue Airline, if you remember. They have given India, but you took an aircraft, you crossed that ocean. You know, at that time, Nigerian doesn't know about Indian medical something. Exactly. Nobody is going. So they refused to give them Dubai. So what's happened? You take your aircraft, you cross that sea or that your aircraft, you can't even pay the fuel that you have to take to India. And that's how that airline collapsed at that time. So what they need to do, the moment that Nigerian aviation they are going to be giving something, that's the only area. Give them another route, like from here to Dubai, India. Then back from India to Dubai, Lagos. That will help. Okay. Do you understand? You make your money. All right. That's the one. But I don't believe in bailout anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe we have to come to you for consultation when we want to float our airline. Mohammed Tucker, former Assistant Secretary, Airline Operators of Nigeria. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. Let me seize this opportunity to congratulate you for the award.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. And we are proud of all of you for bringing in quality content as well.
Thank you for the assistance. We wish you well.
All right.